Hi everyone, this is lab 3.6.1.2 Packet Tracer Configure AAA Authentication on Cisco routers. This is the lab and these are the steps. Let's make this one bigger a little bit so we can see. That's address table, that's objective, scenario, and start with the steps. Let's go back to the lab. Let's make this area bigger a little bit so we can see. Now, first step is to ping from PC A to PC B. So let's get the address table. So from PC A, I need this IP address. So I'm going to copy this one. Go back here and PC A. Go to the command prompt. And we do ping. And we have a connection. Okay. Next step. Ping from PC A to PC C. I'm going to take this IP address, copy it, go again to PC A, command prompt, we'll do another ping to the second PC. And we have a connection. Next step is ping from PC B to PC C, so we still have this IP address, so we go to PCB, that's the one, desktop, command prompt, ping, and we have a connection. Alright, we'll close this one. Next step, so we finish step 1. Now we configure the local username on R1. So now we need to configure username admin1 on R1. First, here under the background scenario, we have the router have pre-configured with the following. The enable secret password is this one. So I'm just gonna copy this one because we're gonna need it. We'll copy. Let's go. We need to configure this one now. Go back to the lab. Where is R1? I believe this is the one. Yep. So that's R1. Go here. Enable mode. It's asking for the password. Yep. And then conf t. And we'll say username admin. Okay, let's copy it correctly. So I'm gonna copy the username so I don't do any mistakes. And that's the password. We'll copy this one. And we see here secret. And we paste the password. Alright. Now let's put this one to the side so we can read the steps. Next step, enable AAA on R1, configure AAA authentication for the console login. So let's do this one. So we say AAA new model, AAA authentication login default local, and that's step 3. Now step 4, enable AAA on R1, configure AAA authentication for the console login to use the default method list. We say line console 0 login authentication default and exit. So that's step 4. Step 5, verify that the user exec login using the local database. So let's exit. Exit again. So we'll use, now we'll log in with admin 1, the one we created, and we put the password. I'm typing the password, you can see it, and now we can log in. And the enable password, let me get the enable password, which is this one. So we're gonna copy, paste, yes. So now we can log in as admin 1. Now next is part 2. So it's step 1, configure domain name and crypto key for use with SSH. Use ccnasecurity.com as the domain name on R1. Create RSA crypto key using 1024 bits. So let's do this. So on R1 we'll go again configuration mode. Okay, so IP domain name, and let's copy, where are we here? Let's copy the domain name, paste here. Alright, now create the key, crypto key, generate RSA, modulus 1024. Let's see what are we missing here. So general key, generate general key and 024. Not correct. Yep, modulus 1024. And now SSH 1.299 has been enabled. Okay, next, configure a named list call SSH login to authenticate logins using local AAA. So let's do that. Let's do this. So we'll say AAA authentication login, and we paste the login and we'll say local. Alright. Configure. Next step is configure the VTY lines to use the name AAA method and only allow SSH for remote access. So let's do this. So line VTY 04 login authentication, and we paste it. Then transport input SSH, and we exit. So now next step is verify SSH configuration on to R1 from the command prompt PCA. So we'll close this one for now, go back to the lab, jump to PCA, let's get the steps again, and we need SSH, so we'll click on the telnet SSH client. The IP address, where are we? Yeah, we are here. Let's get the IP address of R1, which is 192.168.1.1. Go back to the steps. So it's 192.168.1.1. Username is admin1. Connect, and then it's asking for the password, which would be this is the password. So admin 1PA55, and we are in. Now we're in, so we can connect on SSH client. Next, let's put this to the side. Part 1, configure a backup local database entry called admin. For backup purposes, configure a local username of admin2 and the same password, and this is done on R2. So let's close this one. We go to the lab. Where's R2? That's R2. Let's get the steps again. Now we are in R2, and we need to create this username, so just copy, or let's copy the password itself. So we can copy this one, go back to R2, enable, it's asking for the password, so it's here somewhere. Yeah, Cisco ENPA55. Yep, let's go back to the steps and configuration mode, username admin2, secret, and let's paste it. Okay. Click the TACACS plus server. On the server tab, click AAA. Notice there is a network configuration entry for R2 and a user setup entry for admin2. So we'll close this one for now. Let's go back to the lab. That's the server they're talking about. So that's one. So let's get the steps. On the service tab, so where is the service tab? Let's put it down with AAA. Notice there is a network configuration entry for R2 and a username setup entry for admin2 here. Alright. Now next is to configure the AAA on the server IP address and secret on R2. Note the commands, this command's host and this command key are deprecated. Currently, Packet Tracer does not support the new command server, so we'll use this. Okay, so let's jump back to R2. Let's jump back to R2. And let's get back the steps. Put this one aside. So we'll copy the commands, this one. All right, and copy this one. Okay, next. Enable AAA on R. Let's put this one a little bit down. Enable AAA on R2 and configure all logins to authenticate using the AAA TAC ACS Plus server. If it's not available, then use the local database. Okay, so on R2, AAA new model, AAA authentication, login default group EAC ACS plus local. Alright, so we've done this. Next one, configure AAA authentication for console login to use the default AAA authentication method. Okay, so on here, line console 0, login authentication default, and exit. Next, verify the user exit login using this one. So we need to re-log in again using the user we've created, which is this one. Let's jump back here. Okay, so we'll end, exit. Now let's get back and use admin2 and write the password to PA55, and we're in. Part 4. Now, this done, we'll configure AAA authentication using radius on R3. So we'll close this one for now. And step 1. For a backup purpose, configure a local user name of admin3 and secret password. So we'll copy this one. And let's go back to the lab. Where is R3? That's R3. Go to the CLI. And it will ask for the enable password. Let's get it from the information here, which is this one. Let's go back here. So it's Cisco oops, I wrote it wrong. Cisco EN PA55. Yep, and we're in. Now let's go back to the steps. Okay, we need to create a user of admin3. So we'll go to configuration mode, username admin3, secret, and we paste, that's the secret. Okay. Next step, click the radius server on the service tab. Let's go back, close this one. Let's go back here. Where is radius server? That's the one. Let's get the steps again. Click on the service tab, click on AAA. You have a configuration for R3 and the username. Okay, next we configure the AAA radius server IP address and secret key on R3, and we're gonna use these commands. So let's close this one, jump back again to R3, and then let's copy this command, right? and copy second one. Okay, and that's done. Now, next step, enable AAA on R3. Configure all logins to authenticate using AAA Radius server. If it's not available, then use the local database. Alright, let's do this. So, AAA model, authentication, login, default, group, radius, and then local. Next step, configure AAA authentication for console login to use the default AAA authentication method. So, line console 0 login authentication default and exit. Verify that the user exits login on Radius server. So we end, we exit, and then let's log in using admin 3. Let's get the password somewhere here. That's admin 2 here. So that's the password. I'm gonna copy this one. That's for admin 3. Let's paste it. Something. It's not. Yep, here. Took some time. Now I'm in R3 using the admin 3. And I'll close this one. Let's check the result. Congratulations on completing this activity. That's conclude everything.